Borodar, good morning. How are you this morning? It's very good to be back with you. So, what shall we talk about? There's so much seems to have happened in the last week, and I wondered where I should start. So, I'll just start in the middle, shall I? Yesterday, I did two services. One in Usk at 8 o'clock in the morning, said Eucharist with the old words, and then I went to Tredonoc and had the same service words actually, but we had some music and it was very odd. It was fantastic, but it was very odd. So this is the first time I'd ever been to St Andrews in Tredonoc, and only the second service I'd ever led in Usk. And it felt as though I was amongst friends, old friends. And that's partly because quite a lot of the people that I was in church with, I've been worshipping with online, and I've had meetings on Zoom. And so I'm feeling like I've got to know these people a little bit and certainly spent some time with them. But it's also partly because of what a wonderful warm welcome I've been given. It's just really odd to think that yesterday I met some people for the first time, but it felt like meeting old friends. That immediately takes me to Her Majesty the Queen and the loss of her husband, the Duke of Edinburgh. 73 years. That's an immense amount of time in a lifetime, let alone to be married so long. And I wonder if they were like hand and glove, and whether they were good old friends. And it might be a bit like losing a limb, mightn't it? Lots to reflect on there, and I don't want to get too sober and too sombre. But I was just reminded of the importance of feeling comfortable with people because of how it had been for me in church, and wondering how Her Majesty the Queen feels having lost her companion of so long, and that need to have good, easy, comfortable relationships with people where we can be ourselves. And of course, you know where I'm going to go with that, because the ultimate relationship is our relationship with God. Are you comfortable with that? Perhaps we should be. Perhaps we shouldn't be, actually. It is said that if we're comfortable with our faith, then we're probably not doing it properly. But I do think we need to be able to approach God like an old friend. We, of course, honour and glorify him, and we do, of course, have respect and perhaps a little bit of fear. But he should also be our dearest friend, and we should feel that we can speak to him and approach him as we would an old friend, like we are a hand and glove together. When I went to look up something in the Bible that might sit with that as an idea, my little mind was blown. Let me tell you what I found. It's in John's Gospel, which is not a bad place to be, because a lot of the Sunday stuff is in John's Gospel at the moment. Listen to this from chapter 15. This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. No one has greater love than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. You are my friends if you do what I command you. I do not call you servants any longer, because the servant does not know what the master is doing. But I have called you friends, because I have made known to you everything that I have heard from my Father. Which is basically saying, let's be friends, isn't it? Love each other as friends do. Which I find incredibly comforting and tells me that I'm on exactly the right track with what I'm talking to you about this morning. The bit that really blew my mind was the very next two verses. They say, I was looking at the wrong bit of the book, sorry. They say this. You did not choose me, but I chose you, and I appointed you to go and bear fruit, fruit that will last, so that the Father will give you whatever you ask him in my name. I'm giving you these commands so that you may love one another. It's that little bit, you did not choose me, but I chose you, and I appointed you to go and bear fruit, fruit that will last. when I was ordained, I chose a Bible verse to put on the bottom of my ember card. An ember card is the prayer card that, and there's my ember card. It's a prayer card that you give to people asking them to pray for you as you approach ordination. And the verse on the bottom of my ember card is, "You did not choose me, but I chose you, and I appointed you to go and bear fruit, fruit that will last." And that's why I'm with you. And that's why it felt like I was amongst old friends. I'm really looking forward to getting out and about a little bit more as the restrictions ease, and I look forward to anything and everything that you want to share with me. Let's see where we go. I hope you have a good day today, and you are in my prayers, and I shall see some of you soon, I'm sure. Lots of love and goodbye. God bless.